Just drawing up to the farm now, I'm starting to feel that sort of pit of the stomach feeling. You know, you feel slightly sick because I know that we're going to be confronting a lot of cruelty, but we'll find out in a minute exactly what's in there. Well, the first thing that we're confronted with seeing is this poor, desperately ill animal who's just been left to die. Look, I don't know if you can see, this place hasn't been cleaned out in I do not know how long. It's just these places, they just don't care. These animals are just commodities. And they cannot even bother to put this animal out of their suffering. There's no mercy in somewhere like this. This poor pig has got some kind of hernia and is bleeding. Can you see the prolapse is all bleeding? Okay, we're just going to have to get some footage and photos of this because we're going to call a vet.
So we're going to have to ask you to leave, okay?
Okay, so you're going to allow the RSPCA access to treat the animals that were dying.
What animals were they then?
And this poor pig with the spine sticking out. I don't know if you can see the ribs sticking out the side. Hello. It's desperately trying to eat. There's nothing in the troughs other than poo. You see the distended stomach? That usually means that there's some kind of stricture inside that's actually stopping the animal from being able to poo and can't absorb any of the nutrients, and the abdomen distends and they're in a lot of pain and they're supposed to be put to sleep, not left like this to suffer. Look at the expression on this pig's face. Please look at the expression on this pig's face. And remember that. So we investigated last night and what we found...
Who did? No, sorry, when you say investigated,
yes.
What do you mean?
We went into the sheds and
You
filmed.
illegally came onto a property?
That's right, we trespassed and came onto the property in the public interest because the state of the animals is absolutely appalling and your sheds are absolutely filthy and there's feral cats eating dead piglets. And you can see how pandemics start. You can see how viruses and bacteria can run rife in a place like this and just mutate trillions of times, and how they could jump to human beings. In this place there are feral cats who have been eating the very weak young piglets. Apart from the abject cruelty of this place, in terms of hygiene laws, it's just breaking just about every rule in the book. And you can see how disease can escape places like this. Remember swine flu in 2009, a mix of human, chicken and pig genes, all from factory farming.
No,
Don't
sorry,
you think excuse me, can I just ask, do you think you should be more concerned about the state of these pigs? You don't seem concerned at all.
No, I don't work for them, but what I'm wondering is what you're doing on the property. I'm concerned. My first concern is yourself. You've said you've broken in.
We didn't break in. Oh, God. Well, here's more evidence of the type of place that we're in. Some poor animal that's died, just been left to rot here, and they've not even bothered to clear away the skeleton of the animal.
Can we ask who you work for? Can we ask who you work for?
Yes, a sign company. It's nothing to do with this.
So many bright little faces in here. These are younger animals. They're stood on slats. And the reason that they're all on slats is because the poo and wee's supposed to go down. You can see it all clogging up around the sides. And you can see that the actual wood itself is covered in their poo. I think we do seriously have to ask ourselves as a species, what the hell are we doing this to our fellow creatures on this planet? Because nothing excuses this.
You work for the wind turbine company?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
so why are you interested?
Me? Because I'm here and you're trespassing.
We are very concerned about the pigs, you know,
I know,
and
I'm
we really,
concerned as well.
you know, our duty
no,
is to
I'm
take care of
concerned.
those animals.
I'll show
Firstly,
you the pictures of the pigs from last night so you can
if
see
you
what we're
could, please.
talking about, because it's so appalling.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
If you just listen in here, just quietly listen and hear all the sounds, it's just the animals are so ill, you will keep hearing coughing. And one of the reasons for that in these factory farms for pigs, that respiratory illnesses like pneumonia are very, very, very common, which is why antibiotic usage is so high on pig farms. It's higher on pig farms than for any other species.
How did you gain access to
Well,
the
it's none of
property
your
last
business.
night? Yes, it is.
Well, no, it's not if you don't work for the farm.
Yeah. No,
got
but
nothing to do
it's
with
in
the
my
farm.
interest, isn't it?
No,
No,
why
sorry,
is
you're
it? I don't
talking.
understand your relationship to
sorry.
the farm.
Don't worry. I'll talk to you.
Tell you what, should we call the police?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
the animals are in so much distress.
If you take a look at these pigs, you will see that they haven't got the little curly tails, and that's because they're being cut off. And that is just the norm across factory farms. It's not supposed to be, because it's not supposed to be a routine mutilation, but they all do it. Every factory farm I've ever been in cuts the tails off the pigs. They do it without any anaesthetic when they're young, and they do it because of the conditions of the factory farms. Loads of different factors that build up that make them bite each other's tails, and so rather than give them better conditions, these places just cut the tails off.
Another way they try to stop tail biting is by cutting off piglets' four main teeth with pliers, again without anaesthetic.
You work for the
Here.
farm. You
Here,
said
no,
you
the
were
wind
the-
turbine company. Right, so what
okay.
I'm going to do...
So we'll stand on the farm's property, so it's got nothing to do with you.
Right, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to
Excuse
prevent
me,
you
why?
from doing
What have you got to do with the farm?
Because I don't want you here.
Look at the state of this poor, poor fellow. I mean, how can the people that actually work here come in here and just leave this animal to slowly, slowly suffer, watch him waste away so that all the bones are coming through, and just leave this animal in? I mean,
You couldn't take the
So
number
you
phone.
work on this farm, obviously.
No comment, not
No, you
talking
said
to
you did before.
No,
No
comment,
comment.
not
I was
talking
just
to you. You've been
wondering.
asked
Right,
me.
we've been...
well, on this factory farm, pigs being left like this is not a rare sight, and this animal is clearly in the last throes of life, and just yet again being left to acutely suffer, is obviously in agony. I mean, and this little fella's in deep trouble. Nobody is going to leave animals like this to suffer. Nobody normal. Surely to God, I would like to think that this is not a normal human reaction, just to leave animals like this.
Bye-bye.
Do you deal with
Goodbye.
so much cruelty on a daily basis?
Goodbye. Come
How-
on, ladies,
how do you-
jump in.
Can I just ask
Are
why?
you
No,
the
you
driver?
can't. You've been asked to
Are you,
leave
are you,
politely.
are you,
Go.
if you
We're
won't
not
leave, we're going to have to
communicating
ask you
with
to leave.
Wherever we looked in this awful place, whatever the camera angle, there was suffering. They call this knocking, where sickly piglets have their heads smashed in on the iron bars in front of their mothers. These appalling scenes are typical of factory farming all over Britain. The government excuses it by claiming we have the highest animal welfare standards in the world, and Red Tractor also certifies this farm as having high animal welfare standards. Consumers are being deceived. Despite the abject misery at Flat House and the involvement of the police, RSPCA and trading standards, no charges have been brought against the farm. However, millions of people have seen the suffering for themselves, and Viva will just keep on exposing cruelty until scenes like those at Flat House Farm no longer exist. The obvious solution is to go vegan.
Starving pigs and animals left for dead at Flathouse Farm.
Animal rights group Viva placed secret cameras at Flathouse Farm.
Animal cruelty at a Leicestershire pig farm.
We were very concerned about the footage which we were sent last week. In particular, it showed a number of pigs who appeared to be suffering with severe injuries and injuries requiring urgent treatment.
Viva's investigation contains some of the most disturbing images I have ever seen. It's clear that animals on this farm are suffering.
Viva's hidden cameras were first placed at Flathouse Farm in March, the same time that Red Tractor claims to have inspected the farm. They have now expelled Flathouse Farm from the scheme and admit that their reputation has been damaged.
If this is the Red Tractor standard, then consumers are being misled. We cannot allow farms like this to operate in the UK.